Drills Talk, episode 50. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 keys to starting over in life. This is based on a blog I wrote entitled Starting Over. Starting over is hard. Starting over sucks a lot of the times, but it's a necessity. It's part of life. It's what we have to do. I, as a producer, have had many hard drives with hundreds of beats on them crash, and I've just lost them and had to start over. I know of some people who work jobs for 10, 20 years, and then they have to start a new life. This is new. What do they do now? They're retired, or they're moving over and starting their own business. It's starting over. It's part of life. It's lovely. And yes, this is the 50th episode, 50 episodes in 1 year. Absolutely. Will I do 50 more next year? Oh, for sure. Let's go. Drills Talk, episode 50. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 keys to starting over in life. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, comment if you would like to comment, share if you would like to share, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we have a new blog every Monday, a new vlog, Drills Talk, every Wednesday, and a new beat, instrumental, produced by me. This is a great channel to follow. Thanks for the like. Thanks even more for the subscribe. Let's get started. Number one is acceptance. Acceptance that, yes, starting over is part of life. Yes, you're not the only one that has to start over. Yes, you will have to start over again. It's very frustrating to do something. You can even be doing something as simple as typing, or you're writing an email, or doing something simple, but you have to repeat the task because something caused you to have to start over. You're streaming something online, and something went wrong, or there was a storm outside and gone. Stream gone. And, the power's out a little bit, and now you got to start over. Like, what happened to that, 20 minutes of your life? It's gone, right? So what are you going to do? You're just going to start over. Just, wait until it comes back on, and you hit play and you start over again. Get back into chill mode and get back into watching whatever you chose to stream. This is something you have to do. And the same thing with business, or the same thing with life, or the same thing with school. It's like you just have to keep going. Get very good at starting. I know everybody talks about finishing, but there's a lot of people that haven't even begun to get really good at starting. Get good, because you need to understand that this is not the first, second, third, 10th time you have to start over. This is part of life. This is something that you got to be okay with and look forward to it. It's like, look, okay, I've had to start things over that I didn't want to start over. And this ain't no different. It's going to be frustrating, but I'm not going to spend my frustration sitting still. I'm going to be frustrated at that start line, and I'm going to be frustrated starting over again. But guess what? I'm moving because I accept it. And that puts you above everybody who's at that start line again, huffing and puffing with their arms up, spinning and twirling and crying and whining. They're not going anywhere, and that's not going to be you. We don't do that here. Number two is opportunity. You're starting over again. Whatever it is, you're starting over again. You started before, so you have a little experience. You have the opportunity to do it better this time. You have the opportunity to do it smoother this time. Let's say you are streaming a movie. How long did it take you to even find something that you wanted to watch? Well, the next time you start, you're going straight to what you were watching. You're pressing play, right? Let's say you try to, write a song, and I don't know, it just didn't go right, and something wasn't right, and you didn't record it smoothly, and everything was a mess, and you had to start over because you didn't save it like you were supposed to. But you started over. And you know what? Things were smoother this time because the mistakes that you made last time, you're not making this time. It's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to show yourself that you are better, that you didn't fail for nothing, that you didn't start for nothing. You had something out of that. You got something out of that, which was experience, which was know-how. That was the opportunity. So look at it like that. Yes, I'm starting over, but I'm going to do it better this time, meaning that I'm going to save time and I'm going to get further down the line of this race, this go around. If you, lose all your tracks or lose all your beats like I did, and I'm sure plenty of producers have been through this before, okay, it's hard to see a bright side, but understand that you're getting better every day. And, 6 months down the line, the tracks that you make in that 6 months compared to the tracks that you lost are night and day. Please don't ever think that you're not getting better and the tracks that you made before are somehow, miraculously 10 and 20 times better than what you're making now. That's not going to happen. And also, you're going to care more about the beats that you make and you're going to back them up. So not only are you getting better, but you're also not going to have to deal with the devastation of losing all your tracks again. And because you have this backup, you can always go back and say, okay, well, let me hear what I was making 3 years ago. I can go ahead, listen to it, and I can make changes and updates. And how would I do it now? Because, of course, you're starting that beat pretty much over again, building it to something that fits your standard now. That's the opportunity to take something from then and use it now and do it better. Don't look at it as a downfall. It's part of life. Let's use this as an opportunity to do it great. Number three is that life is a string of start and finish lines. It doesn't stop. It keeps going. The start line is full of people, right? You have your people who are starting for the first time and are extremely excited. And then you have people who have been at the start line for a while and that excitement is gone. And now they're, standing there questioning themselves. They haven't even started, but standing there questioning themselves and, oh, can I do it? Or do I even want to be at this start line? And then you have the people who have to start over. They don't stay as long. They're not hanging out at the start line because they've been there before. They know the people who are walking around with happy faces are new. They know the people who are, grimacing and huffing and puffing either didn't start or are the wrong type of starters, and they should start going as soon as they can. Now, the people who are getting there and going are either great starters or maybe the new people who are just so, happy, they just go. They're going for it. They're really passionate and they're not afraid. They're just going to go. They're going to learn and they're going to go. If they fail, then they might come back and they may stand there a little longer. Or they might be you and they just get back at the start line and go. And then the last type of person will be you. Now you're going to get there and say, okay, I don't even want to hang out here. I don't even want to be seen with these people hanging out at this start line. I don't want to be that. So I'm just going to go again. That's the start line. There's a finish line, and the finish line is a ghost town. And the finish line is a ghost town because, one, not a lot of people finish. And two, the people who do finish go on to the next start line. Nobody hangs out at the finish line. Nobody. Have you ever seen that? No, nobody hangs out and says, oh my goodness, I accomplished that. I did that correctly. Let me just sit here and bask in the greatness of me, hitting that finish line. No, there's something else to do. There's another start line. We only really learn, the majority of people, very few learn from success. But the majority of people learn from failure. So when they hit that finish line, they're like, great, that is over with. Let's go. And it's understandable because there's no telling how many times they started that race. There's no telling what they went through to get to that finish line, but they understand that that finish line is a stepping stone. The goal is not to get to the last finish line, right? That's over. If we're living life right here. So if you're at your finish line and that's it, that's not a good sign. So most of us are getting to that finish line and going. Understand that that finish line is a step and not an end line. That's not telling you that that's it. If you do have a big goal and you accomplish it, maintaining it could be the next race. Helping others can be the next race. There's always something more. If you ever find yourself at a finish line and you're just standing around not knowing what to do, you need to find another start line ASAP. Number four is this is life. This is life. This happens to everyone. Starting over, moving out of that big city and going to a smaller city, moving out of the small city and going to a big city, moving out of the country and having to learn a new language and a new culture and everything. This is something that people experience in life. If you're not starting over multiple times in your life, you're not living enough. New stuff happens all the time. New job, new school, new relationship, new family. If you get old enough, you find somebody and you start a family. new experiences, new travel. It's like there's always a new start sign. There's always something. We cannot be afraid to start, because that's basically being afraid of life. You're going to sit here and not do anything new. You're not going to start anything new. You're not going to embrace, the greatness of starting something new, the potential of starting something new, the opportunity to fail. And that's another thing I want to touch on, like the opportunity to fail. And let's say that start line, you started, you fell, you stumble around and you realize, you know what? Maybe this race isn't for me. Maybe this is not something that I should have done, but you started and you failed and you think you have nothing. No, you have that experience to now pick yourself up, go to another start line and use that experience in another race. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not every race will be finished in your life. Some people move and they go to a new city and they move on right back on home. But you know what? That experience and meeting those new people and going out on their own and finding a job and finding an apartment and all that stuff, now they can take that experience back home and they have a whole new outlook on life. They have a whole new outlook on how they saw themselves in this world, because they have left and then they've came back a new person, a better person, because they had experiences that they couldn't have had if they stayed. It's just something that we need to experience. We need to embrace. If we are fearful of starting over, be more fearful of never starting. That's way more scary. Drills Talk, episode 50. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this out. It's Drills. Happy 50th, baby.